All right, hey guys, what's up? It's Tim with the Juice in Your Facility Programming. I want to go over our upcoming week. What we're doing here from Monday, April 20th through the 25th, 26th of the week on Sunday. It's a progression from last week. Here we changed a few things. I want to kind of go over some of the flow of how that's going to work for you this week. So we appreciate the feedback. A couple things I'll kind of note throughout here as I give just the weekly overview of how things go. We keep trying to, play the battle of how to be descriptive and clear with the workouts, how to not make them vanilla, right? Like, it's 50 sit-ups, 50 burpees, right? Like you can write that clearly, but there's not a lot of value in it. There's no FOMO for your members of missing out on something new and exciting or a challenge that's happening. So those two parts, we're constantly trying to work on different ways to label these as clear as possible. Know that also knowing that your membership has such a broad spectrum of the equipment they're using where normally it's controlled. You're the one with the control and the access point on that. Now everyone, maybe they rented some equipment, maybe they don't, maybe they have limited space, maybe they have more space. The spectrum there is a lot greater. So the one thing we think is going to be the easiest way to do this to provide the accurate information to you and make sure it also gets communicated clearly to your members is on these parts here. When you go into your sugar WOD part, you may be the one that you want to go here. We put videos for everything, of course, of everything we're doing. You may just want to go, if it's 30-second chin over bar hold, or 30 seconds supinated hold is really the idea, or table hold. You may want to go and just delete parts of that really quickly, and then you're going to be the one to walk them through the changes, right, as the coach. So that's one option. The other one is you have it read how you want. And again, some people, it could be potentially more confusing for some, but we also know for others, then they look at it and they see the one piece of equipment and they go, well, I don't have that. So we're in this brave new world where just being able to throw the bullseye, the dart right at the bullseye, we're constantly working on it all the time. I mean, what we're doing right now in a week of programming used to do probably a month of programming, which is wild, but it's worth it to make sure you guys have the tools to keep things, like we said, exciting and invigorating for your members, help them also reach their fitness goals, all those parts, and help them get through it and not be overstressed, right? We're in this with you. We're excited and honored to be doing that, but that's the first thing there. Second part from Training Stimulus, got great feedback on some of the overcoming isometric options last week. For strength training, obviously, that's going to be one of the hardest pieces to do is strength training. So if you're familiar with French contrast method or the French contrast and complex method, what that really is for us, I think it's going to be very valuable this week, is doing something, generally it'd be something absolute strength based, right? We can't really do a lot of absolute strength. We can do strength endurance work, which is some load or higher time, but it'd be like this. If we did, let's say you have a ruck or a dumbbell, you do say 30-40 seconds of slow dumbbell squats, enough to start to feel it. But right, doing ollie lifts, you can do it for technique, it's not going to be for expression. But if you do, their premise is if you do some of these harder contractions first, right, at the end of it, it's forcing your CNS to sync up with your body a little more to make harder contractions. If you do those reps, right, they're sub-maximal reps now, it would be a tough set of 3 front squat into multiple bounding jumps. But if we do that with strength endurance and then some plyometrics right after, or say strict press, something challenging into a dynamic push-up, it's going to be a similar effect that we're going for. We've used this in a lot of different ways. We're just going to be implementing it now here. So we're constantly putting new parts in, both from Training Stimulus for your members to help them improve, also novelty, absolutely, to help them improve there. And again, that FOMO of how challenging is that for them to be able to make sure there's something they don't want to miss out on. They're excited to do this. They see their friends making big benefits. We want to get them into class, and that's part of the psychology here we're going for. With that said, the other part we've added in this week is we've gone through and tried to emulate some of the more famous benchmarks for CrossFit here, right? Sometimes we have to do stuff again. Last week we did some things and a few different things that were totally new. And that was intentional. try and shake up the mold a little bit. And we know if we go too far that way, well, that's not good. But if all it is every day is, let's say it's a Fran at home again, that's not great either. So there is a big balance here. Why I'm spending so much time on the videos for you, so you can come in, and I expect this to happen. I expect that every gym's out-facing programming is going to end up looking different. I expect that. That's why we're trying to put so much information here, is so have the tools. Instead of spending all week like we are putting the workouts together, you can just go, okay, I get what he's going for here. Let's adjust it here. Oh, we're in Iowa. We have basements. Cool. You can hang rings over a stud in the basement and do pull-ups. Awesome. California, no basements, right? Maybe if you're a murderer, right? That's like not a thing here, but other parts of the country, totally normal. So you have the idea and information to make those adjustments as you need for your facility, where we know generally most of our facilities are more or less the same. Now, it being in people's homes couldn't be more different. So we have COVID, Christine, a variation on kind of Filthy 50, but we didn't want to have just a long timed workout where, some people are done soon, some people are not. So it's something similar to the Filthy 50, an isolated Mary variation here, Helen at home. Each of these have different work output rest intervals. You can't have them go straight through, of course. Again, it's an easy change to make. Helen at home, some of the running that we're building up to our Murph prep, some kind of classic CrossFit battery work here, like pyramid at home type thing, and a workout we're calling Pandemic for the weekend. So we've got a whole lot coming for you this week. We're excited about it. But again, to reiterate those couple big pieces that we get questions, feedback offers on both sides of the spectrum, right? And that's good. I want to keep knowing more of how to help you. If you look at how far this has come from the first week, when we thought this might be something that, helps you out while a few of your members are unsure to come to the gym. So we have a couple that are a little spooked right now, right? To like, okay, this is going to be it through the end of May there. It's come a long way. It's from your feedback, from watching your members on Instagram and the classes you're putting out on them and their experience there, so we can help give you the tools to then go in and make those adjustments for them. So I think that's how it's got to work there on that end. Anything else you guys need, where to holler, tim@juicecompound.com, and my daily videos coming up next. Thanks.